Ted Wheeler is speaking, I think this is yesterday, in the wake of riots by Antifa throughout, I think it was North or Northeast Portland, on New Year's Eve. And
including attacks on the federal buildings downtown.
In downtown, which is the Northwest or Southwest, whatever, right across the river. And, it's just so much of the same garbage that's been happening since the end of May, almost uninterrupted. And should we just go on, or should we let him show it?
Yeah, why don't you show it?
Okay.
My good faith efforts at de-escalation have been met with ongoing violence and even scorn from radical Antifa and anarchists. In response, it will be necessary to use additional tools and to push the limits of the tools we already have to bring the criminal destruction and violence to an end. Lawlessness and anarchy come at great expense and with great risk to the future of our community. It's time to push back harder against those who are set on destroying our community and to take more risks in fighting lawlessness. In closing, once again, I condemn anyone who engages in violence or criminal destruction, no matter what their ideology.
All right. So that is our mayor finally figuring out which way is up.
It's about time.
It's amazingly overdue, which, one does not want to punish the man for finally realizing that he's going to have to enforce the goddamn law against people who are willfully destroying things in pursuit of, at best, a nonsensical utopian vision of Portland and how the rest of the world should look.
Yeah.
Now, I did notice, and I thought it was particularly delightful, that in his statement, he says, "My good faith efforts at de-escalation have been met with ongoing violence and even scorn." Mm-hmm. Right? As if violence weren't bad enough, there has been scorn. God.
I think he's actually surprised and actually a little hurt that they don't love him for all of his efforts.
I think he is.
They never will.
No, it's
they won't. They will never come to adopt you, Ted.
No, they won't. And hopefully that message sticks, because if I am not mistaken, he is in the process of regrowing a pair. I mean, he is.
Let us hope.
He is.
He has landed on his seasonally appropriate grounds.
Breeding spot. And
he
pretty
is
soon,
regrowing a pair.
He is regrowing a pair. It will no longer be true, if this process continues, that the only thing about him that is male is his pronouns. All right, I don't know why I said that, but he does have 3 pronouns. I've never seen 3 pronouns before. He declares 3 pronouns, not just the usual 2.
You got to be well covered. He, him, his.
Yep, he does. So anyway, this is good news that he will be enforcing the law. He does.
I mean, if you think he will.
Well, let's put it this way. I think that this statement...
He might actually be fed up.
I think at this point he has realized that there's nothing down this road, right? And it is amazing these people literally lit his building on fire with his neighbors present, right?
And he apologized to the neighbors and moved. He moved.
I mean, I think apologizing to the neighbors made good sense, but...
Actually, I'm not even sure he apologized. I think he might have apologized to Antifa. He did? Okay, Zach says he apologized to the neighbors.
But in any case,
anyway.
As residents of Portland, it is about time. It is amazing that it took so long to get here. Let us hope that he does a good and competent job. He does say the right things in that clip about the fact that we will need to avail ourselves of new technologies and apply the ones we've got. Hopefully it's done well, but... God,
that sounds ominous. Okay.
Right, it does, but nonetheless, you have ongoing lawlessness. Obviously, there's no choice here. So,
well, I mean, they could have fully availed themselves of the technologies they had from the beginning.
Well, in fact,
I think that would have worked.
He kept taking them off the table.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's, it is good news. Hopefully it works out.